wind back a bit now. So I want to ask you about your relationship with me and coaching, and how long have you been working with me or working with coaching?
So I started working with you in February 2017 when you first offered FNJ, your product. So that means that we're in our 8th year of this coaching relationship.
FNJ was what?
February is the new January.
Mm-hmm.
And in February, and when you say what was it, it changed, right? It had a few different iterations. So at the very beginning, at least I remember it as being a kind of package of coaching hours.
Yes, that's
And
right.
then, yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of changed into packages that included different elements as well as that core offering of coaching hours.
Mm. So in that first year of working with SFC, Sarah Faruya Coaching, what happened in that first year? And also, we met first at the 2016 FEW for Empowering Women Professional Networking Organizations Career Strategy Seminar, where I believe I was the MC that year. So I opened and closed, and we met for the first time there.
That's
And
right.
then you joined up with me on the February FNJ. February is the new January, which was my kind of biggest brand until last year. Um, what was it that kind of made you decide to put your hand up in that first year? And then the second part to that question is, what happened in the first year?
Okay, so I think that part of what I might need to talk about to frame that is where I was at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So when I met you in 2016 and where I was in 2017 when we started working together was that I was a freelance legal translator, and I was uh, fine and also like trying to build something more than the straightforward business of translating legal documents. And so, in oh, and also in the time between when we met at the Career Strategies Seminar and when I started working with you, my dad passed away. So that was also kind of a seminal moment, I think, a new era for me. Where I was when we started working together in 2017, I was working as a freelance translator, very much sort of on my own. And I think that a big reason why I decided to make that investment in coaching was because I wanted to puzzle through some things with somebody. And I think that I felt comfortable working with Sarah Fidea Coaching because I had met you at the CSS and we had connected on Facebook and there had been some interaction in that maybe half a year or so. I felt like I had a sense of who you were and
Mm.
how we might be able to. I didn't know totally what I was getting in for at all, but I had a sense that that having somebody like you in my corner to puzzle through some things would be really valuable.
Mm.
And I was right.
So, in terms of working with Sarah Faruya Coaching and working with me, what was it that kind of what was the trust like, um and no factor that made you go, oh yes, from Facebook I see this, ah yes, from the from the career strategy seminar I see this? What was it that particularly, because there was plenty of coaches in that room at that time and plenty of coaches running workshops, what was the specific thing that attracted you to Sarah Faruya Coaching?
Hmm. Interesting to think back on what specifically attracted me because we've been through a lot of
I know.
a
We
lot
really
of
have. We
yeah.
really have, which is, I'm going to ask you about that.
Yeah, we've been through a lot since. But I do think that there was a sense of, I'm going to say trust, but maybe we'll talk about that a little bit more as well, because I didn't go in blindly trusting you with everything from the very beginning. But I had a sense that I would probably be able to trust you. And I think that that came from something about the straightforward way of communicating that you had. Another theme that keeps coming up, I think, is that I don't like dry and boring. And I don't think anybody has probably ever described you as dry or boring. So I think that there was something there, some element of like interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I could learn a lot, I think. Yeah, was definitely part of it. And for me personally, um, the one-on-one offering was key at that time in my life, I think. It's still key. Maybe I was going to say in some ways even more so, but actually, no, it's just always been key for maybe different reasons. Um, I'm also someone who enjoys group coaching, but one-on-one coaching is just extremely valuable for me as I navigate life.
I want to ask you again about that first. It's straightforward and not dry and boring. And I know something. How could you tell? Because I know that I'm quite the performer. How could you tell that my performance was not performative?
I think some of it is just gut
Okay.
instinct, like a feeling of feeling comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I didn't see any moments of like the mask slipping, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it felt very through and through, like genuine, right? Not an artifice. Um, yeah, and that was true in the various places that I saw you show up.
Yeah. Yeah. The mask slips, but not in that regard.
Well, that was a whole later chapter.
For sure. For sure.